Welcome to Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Today is, if I could turn it on, June the 12th, 2026. I know we didn't do an AEW on Thursday. We're going to do it now because they don't give you a lot of matches. TNA didn't give me a lot of matches to talk about. So we're going to do it in one video today, and then we worry about Friday Night SmackDown. I don't think there's a pay-per-view this weekend. I don't think so. I know there's Night of Champions, but I believe that's like at the end of June. And there's AEW's Forbidden Door. Oh, and there's Slammiversary, but I think all of those are all at the end of June, like in the 20s. So yeah, so let's talk about AEW. Nothing big for 2K26. Nothing big yet. No news about the new DLC. I think we're going to wait, and I think we're going to get updates about it when it's like the last week of June, because it comes out in July. So maybe, because that's what we got last month, they gave us pictures, they gave us videos, they showed us the DLC characters on the last week of May, and then we got it in June. So it could be, that's what we're going to be waiting for. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about AEW and TNA. So we're going to start off with AEW first because it was on first. It was on a Wednesday, so let's get to it. So we got Jon Moxley versus Shane Taylor. Oh, let's talk about Ciampa has a brawl with Chris Jericho. So something happened in AEW Collision that I don't know about, but Tommaso Ciampa forced Tony Schiavone say that Tommaso Ciampa is better than Jericho because he had, I think it's a Walls of Jericho or a Cloverleaf on some guy. He's going to break somebody's back if Tony doesn't say this. And Tony said it. So Tommaso Ciampa was supposed to have an interview, but he threatened to break Tony Schiavone's back if he doesn't say the same thing about Ciampa being better than Jericho. Tony Schiavone was about to say it until Chris Jericho made his return, and they had some words to say. Why does Ciampa have a problem with Chris Jericho? He just wants to. Everybody, it's the same thing that why everybody has a problem with Chris Jericho. He's a legend, and he has all the spotlights and all that stuff. And then we just had a brawl between Tommaso Ciampa and Chris Jericho, with security guards are trying to break it up. Security guys really suck at breaking things up because they keep getting free. And that's that. Nothing really big happened. We have Jon Moxley versus Shane Taylor for the Continental Championship. It was a pretty decent match. I think this is my first time seeing Shane Taylor in a match. Because he's always in Ring of Honor, and I don't watch Ring of Honor, so I think this is my first time we've seen him in a match. I think he had an AEW Collision match, but I don't watch that either. So I think this is my first time watching him in a match. Or he jobbed out with somebody and I don't remember. So it was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was Jon Moxley, still your champion. And then Jon Moxley got attacked by Shane Taylor's promotion, all his teammates. Sean Dean, I think his name? I forgot the other guy name. Captain something. Some girl, a whole bunch. Lee Johnson? Or Lee Moriarty. Why do those two mix me up? One is part of the Swirl faction with Jay Lethal and Blake Christian. Is it Lee Johnson or Lee Moriarty? Which one is it? I forgot which one it is. So all that happened, and then the Death Riders came out, but Shane Taylor Promotions the last week took out most of their teammates out, so they couldn't make it. But the ones, Daniel Garcia and Stephanie, I forgot her name now. Marina Shafir comes out, tries to save Jon Moxley, but it didn't work out. The numbers game was too much, and ladies and gentlemen, that's it. They beat him up. And Daniel Garcia issued a challenge to the Shane Taylor promotion into a street fight on Collision. I believe it's going to be a 5-person match. We got the women in there. And we got the men as well. We have Mark Briscoe versus Pac, another man that's from the Death Riders, but for some reason he didn't come out and save Jon Moxley. It was Daniel Garcia only. And Marina Shafir, I believe so. It was a pretty decent match, but the winner of that match was The winner of that match was Mark Briscoe. He gets the win, and he calls out MJF because he wants a title shot. MJF comes out, and he still says, "No, you're not getting another title shot. You're not getting a title shot." So Mark Briscoe said he talked to Tony Khan, the real boss of AEW, because MJF thinks he's the boss because he's the world champion. But he talked to the real boss. And the boss says at Forbidden Door there will be a 6-on-6 match. So Mark Briscoe has to pick a team, and MJF has to pick a team. But if Mark Briscoe's team wins, he gets a shot at the world title. I believe anyone gets a world title shot if they get the win. I don't know. I think it's only Mark Briscoe. So if he wins, if his team wins, he gets a title shot. And if MJF wins, he doesn't get a title shot. But it's not going to be a normal match. It's going to be a 12-man tag team steel cage match at Forbidden Door. And you saw MJF walk into the Don Callis family, but remember, Don Callis is not really happy with MJF because MJF is beating up all the Don Callis family for the championship. And of course, and then it sounded like Don Callis was going to say no to MJF for to help him, but of course MJF flashed money in the face of Don Callis, and he pimped out his team. So MJF will have his own team, and we will find out if Kevin Knight will be in there. We did hear from Kevin Knight. Darby Allin came out and attacked Kevin Knight. Let's see what happens there. Kevin Knight just said a whole bunch of things, and the same things he said last week. Next, we have Andrade versus Orange Cassidy. The funny part when Andrade took his pants off, he thinks he's Angel from WWE, ripping his pants off and doing that stuff. He did the same thing, but Orange Cassidy mocked Andrade. Did the same thing, but when he ripped his pants off, he had another pants underneath. And the other funny part is that there's a girl wanting to take a selfie, so Andrade took the selfie with the girl. And then there was Leo Rush taking the girl's cell phone, acting creepy. And he wants a selfie with Orange Cassidy, and he got one. Orange Cassidy looked scared, and then Andrade got a selfie with him too. Oh boy. The winner of that match was Andrade beating Orange Cassidy, and then we have Maya World versus Scott Blue in the Queen Owen Hart's tournament. The winner of that match was Maya World. She had a family member passed away, and she dedicated this match to the person. Maya World gets the win. And then, ladies and gentlemen, to find out who will be in the finals to face Will Ospreay at Forbidden Door for a shot at the world title at All In August, it would be Swerve Strickland versus Brody King, a rematch from Revolution. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that match was Swerve Strickland. He is going to Forbidden Door. Now we got TNA. We didn't get any segments here, but we got matches. So let's talk about these matches. We got Mike Santana versus Eric Young for the TNA World Championship. Pretty decent match, and we thought Eric Young might win this because the referee got knocked out, low blowed, pound driver, but it didn't work out how Eric Young wanted it, because Ricky Sosa came out to make his return and make a distraction onto Eric Young. Mike Santana retains the title. Nick Nemeth comes out, and it looks like he was going to call his shot, but he helped up Mike Santana, got onto the microphone. He says, "I want to call my shot at Slammiversary." He's announcing his shots. Nick Nemeth versus Mike Santana for the World Championship, and the Call Your Shot trophy got cashed in. So let's see what happens there. And they promised KC to be in his corner, or if Order 4 tries to do something on him, they will come out and help him. Ryan Nemeth said no, because he's the little brother, not KC. We have Mr. Engelins versus Elijah. It was a couple of seconds because Mr. Engelins got the win because Elijah got served again. He got served again, and he got rolled up by Mr. Engelins. And then AJ Francis came out, and then we just had a brawl between Elijah and AJ Francis. Let's see what happens in that match, because Elijah used his name, and remember, that's what AJ Francis is suing Elijah is for his name. All the names that he has: Elias, Ezekiel, and Elijah. We have Cedric Alexander and Eddie Edwards versus Leon Slater and Fabian Aichner. We know Leon Slater will be in the Slammiversary Ultimate X match. There's 4 more guys had to be added. I think Fabian Aichner might be added. I don't know who else is going to be added. But yeah, we're going to see what happens there. It was a pretty decent tag team match, but the winner of that match was Cedric Alexander and Eddie Edwards. And then they weren't done there. They were attacking Leon Slater. The rest of the system came out. Bear Bronson and Brian Myers came out to attack Leon Slater and Mr. Fabian Aichner after the match, until Moose makes his return and makes everybody run away. But Moose says, we're going to end this now. Eddie Edwards versus Moose at Slammiversary. Speaking of Slammiversary, the Righteous thinks they got rid of the Broken Hardys because of Poison Flower. But Santino Morella says they want a shot at the World Tag Team titles, but Santino comes out, he says the Hardys, he said it a different way, the Hardys gets an automatic rematch because they didn't get the rematch after they lost the tag team titles to the system. So Santino says they're going to be a triple threat tag team match, the Righteous, the System, and the Hardys, in a ladder match for the tag team titles. But the Righteous says, you got it wrong. We got rid of the Hardys. And then you just, the lights went out, the lights went back on, pops out, there's a ladder in the ring. Dutch and Vincent got scared. Dutch throws the ladder. And then you just hear Matt Hardy laughing through the building. I don't think the Hardys is done. Our main event will be Mara Sade. No, our main event was the international title, but for some reason I didn't put it on my list. But we got Mara Sade, Ali, and Rosemary versus the M, Heather, and Ash. The winner of that match was Rosemary's team, and we heard that Rosemary and Ali will get a shot at the Knockouts Tag Team titles against the England's brand at Slammiversary. And Eric Young will be versing Ricky Sosa at Slammiversary. And then our main event, KC versus Mustafa Ali for the International Championship. It was a pretty decent match. The sad thing is that Casey is dedicating this match because his uncle passed away and he wants to make him proud. But ladies and gentlemen, didn't make him proud because he lost the match. He lost the title match to Mustafa Ali. And the order for it was attacking KC after the match until Nick Nemeth and Mike Santana came out, got rid of those guys, and poor Ali got super kick in the face by Nick Nemeth. And when Mike Santana was checking on KC, Nick Nemeth did a danger zone onto Mike Santana. He can't call his shot because he already called his shots for Slammiversary. But he needs to show Mike Santana that he is all business. So let's see what happens there when we get that match at Slammiversary, like in 2 weeks. You will see what happens there on that match. That's all me today. If you guys enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment below, hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Are you guys excited for the next DLC? I know I am because of the Hardys. I want the Hardys. I don't know anything about Lady Shani. I hope she's good. I haven't seen her wrestle on AAA. I look at the little clips, but because it's not in English, the commentary is not really in English, and the wrestlers don't speak in English. But the commentary is in English, but every time they do a segment, a promo, it's always in Spanish. And you have to hear the commentary try to translate. I don't like that. That gets me annoying. It gets me annoying because sometimes they speak fast. They don't translate fast. I'm okay with that. So I do see little clips. We saw Lindsay Dorado win that multi-man match and get a future shot of the Cruiserweight title. We do know that. I think that would be an awesome match to see. I would like to see it on the WWE ring. But I guess we're going to see that in the AAA ring. But that's all for me today. Tell us out. And that's it. Bye bye.